pain in the butt. There you go.
Okay, so the whole purpose of our meeting today for the social media content calendar is we want to show you that it doesn't have to be frustrating. Sometimes coming up with stuff every day just makes it really hard because you're like, what am I going to post about today? I want to be relevant. So what we want to show you is how to make it a little bit more manageable and easy. So here what we are showing you is there's different ways, it's good to set aside a day or two for the month so that way you can create the content for your, for the following 30 days. And we are going to show you the different ways that we go about. So we get stuff from Pinterest, we get ideas from Breakthrough Broker, List Reports, Corfat, Canva, and even your own experience. So there's just different things on where to collect the information. But the best thing that you want to do is you want to select, and this is kind of like what here's your content calendar. So what we want to do is you want to select about 5 to 7 categories. 7 is ideal, because you want, obviously there's 7 days in a week, but you want to stick to those categories. So here we're giving you examples as an agent. One of the categories is about me. So about me, what does that mean? That means on those days that you select to do about me, you're going to share things, your team, or who it is that you work with, and why a stranger or someone off social media who doesn't know you would be comfortable working with you. That's when you're sharing information about what you enjoy, about what you guys enjoy. What's your perfect day look like? Maybe you interacting with your pets, what, maybe you listening to music, what kind of music you listen to, maybe you enjoying ice cream or your favorite food, stuff like that, just stuff that you enjoy. It's about you that day. Two would be behind the scenes. Behind the scenes is, and to me, this is actually one of the most important days, I think, because people want to know, everyone loves reality. Like reality shows are so popular for a reason. Live stuff is popular for a reason because people want to see what is it that you truly do. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that meme where it shows how my mom thinks my business looks like, what my clients think my business looks like, what my actual business looks like, or whatever. So there's, everyone has a different perception about what it is that you do every day, which they can't understand, and this will help them be able to respect what it is that you do. And not only that, but you're building ways for them to say, hey, you know what, I would love to do business with this person because I see how she made that family feel, or I see what she did for that family, maybe she could do that for me. So like I said, behind the scenes, it's definitely a great category to make sure you focus on. The third one could be inspirational, motivational. This is something that, you can never have too much of. People love to be inspired. People love to have, good morning, have a great day. Any type of love and encouragement is always, always welcomed and receptive. You can talk about, getting through a bad day, ways, you've made your life easier, just a lot of different things. You could do it with pictures or quotes or just, variety of stuff. Again, Pinterest is amazing for stuff like that. For testimonial or benefits of working with you, you know, getting previous clients to give you testimony, video is huge. So again, you want to connect with people with emotion. So getting those videos or getting those testimonies, even if it's on a text message, thank you so much for, everything that you did for me and my family. It was appreciative, even that would work. You could screenshot that, put it on a nice, display, and then, share that as well. Because sometimes I understand, not every buyer or seller takes the time to actually go there. So that's another thing. You want to make it easy for them to be able to do the reviews as well. But again, that works as well. 5, home decor. You can always show, obviously we're showing, we sell homes. So highlighting any room in the house, outdoors, even an area, maybe a city, anything like that, just custom ideas for a home, or let's just say decor for a holiday. I love decorating my table every month, something different. That's something I love to do personally. So every time I go on Pinterest, I'm always looking at, dining room, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Dining room decor. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, ugh. Uh, and I look at different ideas because to me, it's like that's where, you know, your family meets to eat. That's where you spend a lot of your time. And it's just kind of like the highlight of that area. So for me personally, that's something that I love looking at. So again, you know, you can share stuff like that. You can share, you know, different types of porch ideas, pool ideas, maybe bathroom renovation ideas, you know, flooring. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And so again, you want to share that because that's also something that we do. Showcasing your business would be a sixth category. And basically you're just, you know, you're introducing your audience to whatever your services are. So you can talk about homes that you just listed, that you just sold, any open escrows, any open houses, virtual home tours. Now let's just say that you say, well, I didn't close a home, you know, that week, or I didn't, uh, you know, do anything in that month. I mean, it happens. Well, don't feel like I'm not going to post that day. You know, you can always go back and highlight maybe a past client, you know, a happy, you know, homeowner's anniversary, you know, thank you for, you know, you've been in the home for 3 years. I mean, you can highlight different things during that. You can also do a virtual tour of a property that's not even yours. Maybe another agent has a listing in the office and you want to highlight it. So just get creative. Don't ever feel that you don't have the content. Just, you know, look in other places when you need to. And then the seventh idea would be for the category would be real estate facts. Again, we are out there to give, you know, the most information to our audience. So these are ideas because you want to keep them coming back to your page. And again, so having these seven categories, you can decide, is it something that you want to do, you know, what day you want to do what on. And there's different ways to plan it out. And it might seem completely overwhelming right now, but trust me, once you put the pen to the paper, it really isn't that hard. And that's why we tell you to do it, you know, a day or two, a month in advance, because that way it gives you enough time to get everything together. Now, obviously, you won't know what home you're going to have closed that day, but you know what's in escrow right now. You know what you have going on. So you can kind of project, you know, for some of the things, but a lot of the other things you can already do. The only things that you're going to have to do that week would probably be like your market updates, because, you know, that's going to change as time goes on. But if I'm going to go down here. So once you select your seven categories, or 5 or 7, like I said, you can do whatever you want. You can even pick a day where it's just a random day that you just want to do whatever comes to your mind, and that's great. But we do show you here hashtags that are good to do. So you can, you know, use any of them, use none of them. It's up to you, whatever you feel. But you want to kind of keep it consistent. So when I say keep it consistent, what you want to do is select Mondays to be a Monday for something. Like, and it's always going to be that Monday. It's not going to be something that you do. You're not going to put a post about, you know, about you on Monday and then a post about you on Wednesday. You want to keep it consistent. So let's just say you decided to select all 7 of these. So you can say on Mondays, I want to do about me. On Tuesdays, I want to do something behind the scenes. On Thursdays, I want to do, or on Wednesdays, inspirational, you know, again, just day by day. So there's your 7 days, but every day of that month, every Friday is going to be about, you know, home decor. You know, every Thursday is going to be a testimonial. So you're going to always keep it consistent. And then you always want to make sure that your colors and your themes are synced and they run together, because it's important for it to look clean, and it's important for your social media to be inviting and for people to look forward to seeing what it is that you're going to post next. So a lot of the things you could actually design templates on Canva. If you have templates, then it's easy for you to do your market update. It's easy for you to just add in the photo of what you just sold. It's easy for you to talk about, you know, maybe closing a certain real estate, or, you know, putting in a quote. It's going to always have kind of the same feel to it, which is, you know, what they want you to do. So here are calendars. So what we suggest that you do, and you can print out calendars for each month. So let's just say we're in June and we're looking to do July. So in July, the first thing that we do is we look at the national or even funny holidays. Okay, so obviously we're going to talk about Independence Day, which is July 4th. So that's something that we're going to definitely, use. So whatever our quotes were, or whatever our category was for Saturday, let's just say our Saturday quote was showcase your business on Saturdays. Well, that Saturday, we are not going to showcase our business. We're going to do a 4th of July. And then we will skip it that week because of the holiday. Now, you can choose any of the other holidays here that you like. Let's just say you love pina coladas. So you're going to definitely make your the day 10, which again, let's see, we're going to pretend that would have been your home decor day. So you're going to do it about pina coladas. Sometimes you can match it together, because if it goes with your theme, let's just say it was behind the scenes, you can show yourself enjoying a pina colada on a stressful day or on a hot day working from home. Like, you can kind of incorporate both things if you wanted to do that. Look at the 16th, which is actually tomorrow. It's Get to Know Your Customers Day. That's a great day to post something. Maybe you can say, tell me something about you, or what is the one thing that I should know about you. So stuff like that. You want to make sure you do, that's why the whole purpose, like I said, of doing it ahead of time is just so you can choose which days that you want to select something special for those days. So if you said to yourself, okay, I want to select, oops, sorry about that. I want to select this day to do this, then you're going to write on that day, my post is going to be about getting to know my customers this day. And then let's just say you don't care about the National French Fry Day, then you would take that out here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put, this is my motivational Monday. So my quote that I want here is going to go here. So then you're going to do that. Let's just say you have 2 homes in escrow right now. They're projected to close on the 15th and on the 28th. So then you can say, okay, that week I'm going to highlight that person on this day and highlight that one on this day. So again, you're just projecting, you're creating the content, you're that way every day it's ready to go, and you're not having to, do it as that day comes, or the night before, or during the day, or late in the day. So everything's kind of already, move forward. Now, you can go months in advance as well. You can do, as many months as you want, but we usually try to do at least 30 to 60 days in advance when we can. Just because, again, it helps it's more when we have our free time. I wouldn't obviously do this over meeting with clients or doing anything else, but this is when we're actually like in between stuff, when we have the spare time and we're like, you know what, I'm going to work on my business today and get this, a head start. Because this is actually a lead generating activity, because what you're doing is you're creating content to, with the purpose of connecting, getting new consumers, and then, creating business leads to, that equal to business. So that's basically what this is. So these just show you, like I said, the different months, the different, all the way to December. We'll be happy to share these calendars with you guys if you guys think they'll be helpful for you moving forward. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to let Jessica show you how, because again, I know a lot of people are visual, and just to kind of show you like how she plans it out, she has been using a new app. It's called Later, and I know she's talked about it before. But what I would like her to do is just kind of show you guys how we schedule it. I don't know if you want to just do one, Jessica, just to show them how time, how you schedule it. And so that way you guys can see the benefit of doing it ahead of time, scheduling it. Like they say, set it and forget it. It's kind of like your crock pot. You can leave it in the morning, and when you get home, your food's cooked. So kind of the same thing with your social media. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen, so that way Jessica can share hers and show you guys that. And then let's see.
Let me see. Okay, so yeah, so like she was saying, I usually like to do it like 30 minutes or even a week in advance if you're in a rush or whatever you may be. Even a week, even if you say like Sunday I didn't have time, so I only had time to do 1 week. Next Sunday I'll do 2 weeks, or I'll do the next month. Like, but it's helpful to just do it like ahead of time, just so that you know exactly where you are. So like she said, I do use a calendar kind of like this one, except my calendar is actually on Canva. I I do write it down on a calendar, on an actual calendar, but I write it on my day-to-day calendar so that I don't forget. And on my Canva, I do, oh wait, on my Canva, I do have a July Instagram post, and then I have a July Instagram story post. Hold on 1 second. So you might see these are kind of familiar. These are the ones that were on our page recently, because I like to do, I like to have them all kind of figured out by the time, so that by the time I get there, um, I don't have to be in a rush or anything. And I'm gonna actually schedule them. So I've held on to these so that I can schedule them with you. So these two are gonna be scheduled next. So like she said, I do have a Later app that I recently got from a Facebook post. They actually shared it with me, and it's really handy. It's actually free. I do have the paid version only because I handle a little bit more than just 30 days, but it is 30 posts for free. So if you want to sign up and kind of go through it's super handy. It does 30 days for free. You can probably try that and then see if you want to upgrade. So I'll go to the main page so that you can kind of see. So I upload all the media that I want on here. So I'm going to do this one. Wait, where'd it go? Sorry, I was working on 30 different things. So what I'm going to do is I made this one for later today. So because like she said, we want to have interactions with our audience and things. So this was actually a template that I took from Canva. So if you do polls, they'll bring up a couple of things for you, and you can do a quick one, or you can do you can make it your own. So say I wanted to do this one and I wanted to change some of it, I can go ahead and edit any of these that I want. But for now, I'm going to make it match our Remax colors. So I'm going to do it red. Or no, let's do blue. Let me do it a lighter blue so that we can see the words. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to put a Remax logo on it. And it doesn't have to be super crazy. It doesn't have to be like in your face, only because you want it to be there, but not all about real estate, like she said. So I'm going to schedule this one so you guys know how it goes. So I'm going to save this one to my computer. Download it. And this is going to be poll. And then I'm going to go on my Later account, and I'm going to upload this onto Later. Now that I have it on there, I'm going to go to my calendar, and I'm going to grab it, and you see where it says stories? It asks you which day you want to post it on. So because I'm going to post it later today, that little blue line is the time right now. So I'm going to post it on there, and the time right now is 12:34. So I'm going to actually post this at, we can edit it on here, 12:40. So now what it's going to do is if you want to add words to it, you can even schedule ahead of time. So say that you want to put on here a little poll thing from Instagram, you can actually add notes to yourself on here. So when it notifies you on your phone, you can actually copy it and then paste it on there. So say don't forget to add a poll. So then I would save the story, and then once it becomes 12:40, it'll post for me. It'll send me a notification that's posted, and if I want to change anything to it, I can. So on here, like I said, the social media marketing, hold on, let me grab this one too. Let me take off this filter. So see, here are all the posts that I've done in the past, and it gives you a preview. It gives you a month in advance. So see how all of my posts have been scheduled. It lets you create a caption, put any hashtags, and then also, so I'm gonna do the weekly schedule. Let's see. I'm gonna do the Friday schedule, which is the design marketing and Farm Friday. So I'm gonna choose multi-post, and here I can type in whatever post that I want. And because I have a saved one, then I can just go ahead and click that, and it does the hashtags for me. So I don't have to keep doing this over and over. And the good thing about this also is that it gives you hashtag suggestions. So if you put a hashtag like schedule on here, it'll give you hashtags that you can use. So you can use planner, planning. I wouldn't use like dance because it doesn't have anything to do with dance. Or I can do calendar, I can do motivation. And it gives you, see, 51% of people use these hashtags and they're relevant to these posts. So when you insert them, they automatically go, and then you just post it for whatever time you want. Like 5, oh no, that was AM. Where did it go? PM, and then you click next. You can even tag people if you want on here, and then you create the post. So see, that will happen today at 5 o'clock. You'll see that post today at 5 o'clock when people, when you go on social media, and then you don't have to worry about it at all. So I can go on about my day because I created all the stuff about it. And like she said, we have hashtags for each day. So this one is like Motivation Monday. I had a post for Sunday. Just anything that you want, you pick categories, and then you just write them down on your calendar, you create the post, and then you just go ahead and you schedule them. And it gives you a preview also of what they're gonna look like. So if you're interested in that, let me see. It gives you a preview of what your Instagram will look like once you post it. You see, it gives you a little preview. Let me see, I think there's questions in the chat box.
Yeah, I've been answering them.
Oh, okay. Great. Thank you. Thank you. Did you guys have any questions about any of this? I know it's a lot of information. I can give you the link to the Later app as well. I don't know if Sonia has already done that, but
No, I haven't done that yet.
You know what? I do have a question. Hi, everybody. It's
yes.
Juan. Hey, so you guys were talking about the polls. Are these interactive polls? I mean, is it just a post? Is the person going to be able to click on whatever the question is? And are we going to be able to farm the data that they're providing?
So the post is,
Yeah.
so the polls are so that your audience interacts with you.
Exactly.
So like the polls that I made, the poll that I made for this one, let me see. For this one, so they would answer the question, and then you would get to interact with them, because then you can see what they answer. So if they screenshot and they answer the polls and then get it back to you, or like the one I just did.
But that would only happen if they get it back to me. But I'm thinking about having a poll where they are actually able to click the options, and that information going towards me, you know, kind of like just farming the data. Like
Just farming.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like what type of poll? Give me an example of a poll.
Hold on, give me just a second. So let's say I want to figure it out if someone is willing to sell, right? And
Yes.
having like little questions, suggesting like, would you like to move in the next year to a different house, or simple questions that not necessarily are asking, are you gonna sell, or when are you gonna sell? It's
Yes.
just getting like that kind of motivations out of the client. So is there something that I can use to make those questions and then have them directed to my, I don't know, email or whatnot? I don't know.
What happens, what you can do is you can do something like Jessica's showing you on
Yeah,
Canva where you can select, or you can actually go directly into Instagram
Instagram,
and go, when you go to your story,
right?
what you're going to do is um, there's an option for you when you're going to, create a story.
Right,
So you go to your story, you have the option of what it says create. So at the
right.
bottom, I don't know if you could see at the bottom, it says create, live, create. There's different options, right? So
Hmm.
if you select create, then it says tap to type something.
Right.
So then down here, you can, put, you can make your heading whatever it is, you can put, real estate questionnaire or whatever it is that you want,
Hmm.
something attractive, obviously. And then you would select next at the top and then select that square, which is there. And then there is where you would do your poll. You can do a quiz. It says quiz, or you can do a poll, which is, or you could do a yes or no. So
Hmm.
it sounds to me like you want to do more like a quiz. So
Right.
then you can put something right there would, would you, are you thinking of selling? And then you can put 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years,
Right.
let's just say,
Uh-huh.
or how long have you been in your home? And then you can
Correct.
put, 1 years, 2 years, whatever it is. And then it's not going to go to your email. But what happens is when people answer any polls that you have on your story, it actually goes like, we did this poll yesterday and people had to slide across. So what
Hmm.
happens is you're going to click down to the people who viewed it, and then it shows everyone who answered the poll. Do you see
Okay.
that? So now
Yes.
you're able to reach out to everyone who answered that poll.
Hmm.
Those are your people.
That's what I
Do you
want
see
to do.
what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's who you
Yep.
want to start connecting with and paying
Correct.
attention to. So that the polls, to be honest, have been amazing and they work. But like you said, you have to make sure they're relevant. So you don't have to go too far
Hmm.
to get all creative and fancy, because they have that option there. But if you want to create something kind of like she did, like I said, she created this in Canva, I believe, and
I know
it just does.
I'm trying to find, that's what I've been trying to find, because I know I had it, but maybe I lost it. But I did create one that had a ton of interactions with people, because and it was simple. It was super simple. It was just a little slider that people had
Hmm.
to get to.
Okay.
And everybody interacted with it so well. Um, hold on, I'm gonna send it to Sonia so that I could have it in my inbox. There you go. This one. So see, it was something simple. If you could do any of these without worrying about COVID, what would you do? And what they would do is they would grab the slider and pick it to anywhere they go. And now whenever you see the results, then you can reply back to them like, oh, that's a great idea. Like, I would love to do that, blah, blah, blah. Like, if that's your time to interact with them so that you
Right.
can get a conversation going. So
Can,
it's
can,
just, they're just little tools so that you can kind of get people to interact with
can
you
you
a
put it on
little.
the screen? I'm not actually able to see it.
You're
It's
not?
on the
Oh,
screen.
No.
I can see it.
Everybody else?
Have a question.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you, Juan.
Okay. Thank you.
Did you make this yourself or was it already done?
Yes, I can see the poll.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, so I got this one off of, I got that one off of a template on Canva, and what it actually said was, it said, what would, this is what you would like to know about me, or something like that. But I switched it just because I was like, that's not really relevant to what we're doing. So I just put, just a quick question, just like anything for them to get to interact with me, which is if you could do any of these things, because obviously we can't, what would you like to do? So it was a template on Canva, which is what I was trying to find, but they switch them out constantly. So I don't know why they weren't there, but yes, there's different polls, and you can see them on Canva. I just showed like a little bit of them, but I know there's more. And Juan, I just sent that one to the group chat.
I have another question. This is pretty dumb because I'm pretty
Thank you.
basic on computers. But on the app like Canva and Later, can you put it on a PC or a Mac without being an app on your phone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
The only problem with it not having an app, not having the Later app on your phone, is that the stories, they won't post, but because they won't auto post. They'll just alert you to post it, and then you don't have to download it on your phone, because it'll download it for you and it'll copy it too. So all you have to do is click it, and then it'll open up Instagram for you, and all you have to do is click post. That's all you have to do.
So I should do it on my phone, these apps, and not, it's easier, it's better on my phone.
It's better on your desktop, but to actually post only stories, so the post will post, but if you're going to post stories to schedule ahead, that's when you need the app. But if you're only going to do the posts, then you're good to go on a desktop.
Okay. I have one more question. How do you
Sure.
get more viewers on Instagram? How do you get people to follow you?
That's what the Power Hour is actually for. That's why we wanted to bring that out, because like I said, like Sonia was saying, like, do you have Instagram, or are you on Instagram? Because if you're on Instagram, yes, you post and stuff, but if people don't see you interacting, or if you don't interact with people, then it's not really doing anything. It's just kind of staying there. And the more people see you interact, and if you join the Power Hour, like, that's what it's for. It's to motivate you guys to get more followers and to get more leads that way, because as you interact with people, you'll get more people to follow you, because that person can share it with someone else. Maybe they're not looking for something right now, but maybe their cousin or their friend, or somebody that reached out to them, that they did the poll and reposted it or something. Somebody will reach out to them, and that's how you get like more followers, by interacting and by having content that you can relate to people. But you just have to be on social media instead of just having social media. That's why the Power Hour would be very, very, very helpful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So if you want to stop sharing your screen, Jessica, so
I
we
did.
can kind of have a,
You can still see my screen?
no,
Okay.
no, but I don't know why. Oh, here we go. Because I need to change my gallery view. I'm like, what's going on? Why do I just see you? Okay, that's why. So if whoever can turn on their camera, if you don't mind turning on your camera, just so we can kind of have a discussion. But I would love all your feedback, or at least please, communicate with us. If you guys weren't on the call when it first started, we were talking about a Power Hour. And again, we understand, believe me, as much as we do with social media, we do understand how it can take a lot of our time away from our business, and then we're like, what is that they say, squirrel, we start seeing someone else's post, so we're like, oh, so that's not really productive for us. I mean, you can always make time at a later time once your day's done, and then go enjoy it, but we want it to be productive, and we want you obviously to see the benefits from it. I myself do get leads from Instagram and from Facebook, and I believe that I get those leads because I notice when I get them, and I get them when I'm posting that I'm busy, that I'm working, when I'm answering questions. So all of that is important because people are watching you, and they'll continue to watch you if they see that you're providing valuable information. So that's the point. You don't just want to say, hi, I'm a realtor, how can I help you? You want to buy or sell? Pick me. It's like those days are done. You know, everybody knows who you are and what you're doing by what you're posting. So you're posting homes, you're posting, I showed these houses today, I visited this is what, you know, you can get for, you know, 50,000 and blah, 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 or this is land, or have you ever thought about buying a brand new house? These are the steps. Like, you're there to educate them. And they will, like she said, someone might see it and say, hey, my neighbor this morning was asking me if I knew anyone that did this, or, you know, this. And so another thing is what's great is to post the cities you're in. And even if you're not in that city, fake the city, you know, just
Tag it. There's a geotag that you guys can put on Instagram.
because I'll tell you what, you're going to get people that are in that city that are going to see your story. Or and I'm telling you, this works. I was in a city and I saw that, I was like, should I post a city? Should I not post a city? I'm going to post a city. And then I'm not even lying, like within an hour, I had someone reach out to me, you know what, we want to get pre-qualified. We're looking to buy homes in this city. And I typically don't go, it was in Menifee. I typically don't go to Menifee. But so I knew it had to be connected, because it's just a coincidence of me being there and then getting the lead that same day within an hour that they saw my story that I was in Menifee. So that's why I tell you that it's important to put where you're at, where you're working, because again, you don't want them to assume that, oh, her office is in Upland, that's where she works, or her office is in Fontana or in Ontario or wherever your office is. Then, and I'll be honest with you, I don't have an address on my business cards for that reason. Because as soon as you give your business card to someone, they look, oh, your office is in here. Oh, so you don't go here. No, 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 no. So when they get my card and then they say, oh, where's your office? And I tell them I'm mobile. I go everywhere my business goes. So that way they know that we're not limited to working in that area. So it's the same thing with social media. You're reaching out to people who you don't know. So you're trying to build trust, but the only way you can do that is with being consistent. You can't show up, you know, here and there and just whenever you feel like it, because that's what they're going to believe that you're doing for your business. So you have to be consistent with it. So that's why, again, it's important to create the calendar. If you need to use a later app, it's there to help you. It's worth it to pay for it, because to me, it could get you a few deals, and it's going to pay for itself. It's very minimal too. I don't even think it was that expensive. I forget. I don't know. We paid for the year, but I don't remember how much it was. Jessica, I don't even remember.
Sorry, it was like $9, I think, a year, but it's unlimited, and you can make posts. You can make 2-3 posts a day. Yeah, $9 a month. Yeah, sorry.
I'm like, for the year, whoa.
No. I think it was like $9.
Pretty reasonable. I mean, if you're gonna really use it and you want to be, you know, consistent, this will allow you to be, because we all get busy. Our days are different. You know, let's just say, for instance, you wake up in the morning, you're used to spending, you know, 2 hours doing this, that, or the other. But that morning you get a phone call, someone wants to sell their house. Well, guess what's going to get neglected? Your social media. So that way you don't ever have to worry about it. Again, set it, forget it, and do what you got to do. And then hopefully you get more of those calls so you can be working in your business. Well, let it work for you in the background. And that's kind of what it's doing. It's working for you.
I had a question.
Yes.
So in regards to when you said to use the later app, so that actually will post your social media, even the polls, the way you set that post up?
The on your stories, you have to, well, go ahead, tell her, Jessica.
Yeah, okay, so your posts, like when you do post, those will automatically schedule to your social media. So you don't have to touch those.
Okay.
They'll just automatically post. The only ones that don't post automatically is your stories. But you can create the content in advance and then schedule it, and then it'll send you a notification at the time. And all you have to do is open the notification, and it automatically saves it to your camera roll, and it'll open Instagram for you.
Oh,
so
and then I would hit
does that.
post.
You just click on the post, and then you type in, or you tag, or you put hashtags, or whatever it is that you want to put. You want to put a little emoji, or you want to put the Remax balloon, and then you just click send, and you're done.
So that is only for stories, but posts will hit post automatic. Okay,
yes.
Good to know.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm having a hard time with distinguishing between a post and a story. Are you talking about the post to our storyline, or? I'm confused.
The story is, so when you open up Instagram and Facebook, when you open this up, here's your social media, right? So
Okay.
these are your posts down here. Okay, so when you want to put a post, you add the plus here and then you find the content and go from there. Your story is at the top. So when you go on to Instagram, there's the stories on the top. Do you see those circles?
Okay.
Those are
Okay.
stories. So that means
Yeah.
people have stories. So if you want to post on your story, you're selecting your picture.
Mhm.
You're gonna share your screen, Jess?
Yeah,
Oh my
I'm
God.
trying to share it to see.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna mute. I just got a lead, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm not going anywhere. I'm listening.
Okay.
I'm getting ready to take a phone call. I'm listening.
Okay. I'm
Stories
gonna
disappear
try
after a
and-
day.
Yes, they do.
I think that would help her
I'm trying.
understand that if you would want to post a story or a post.
Let me see if I can connect my phone to here so that I can show her what I'm talking about. And you guys too. Because I actually just got a notification for that post on the poll I put. So that way I can show you guys. Connect your iPhone to his computer. Click trust. Okay.
I just put in Canva on my phone.
Mhm.
So you can have Instagram and you can have Facebook. So you can do it on both, right?
Yes.
Do you recommend that? The same story on both?
Yes, because you have different followers.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so it won't let me connect my
Thank you so much.
phone.
So beneficial. Love it.
You're welcome. Okay, so let me show you on the actual thing. So see, these will be the post that you do. And then these are on your story. And they're only going to be there for 24 hours. So these are stories. And then when you go to your home page, I'm actually on my personal page, but when you go to your home page, then you can see other people's story and see that story still up there. So these are stories, but this was 14 hours ago. So in 24 hours, this will disappear. So this won't be on here anymore. It'll disappear from your story and then it's done. When you do a post, that one stays on your social media. And yes, you can connect them to your Facebook and then they'll post automatically as well. I can show you that. I wish I could show you this, but my phone won't connect. I think it says that I need to have it trust the computer and it won't pop up a notification for me for some reason.
Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll actually, because it's already 1 o'clock. So what we're gonna do is like I mentioned, if instead of doing the Design Friday, if more people need help connecting, then at that point, I think we can do the step-by-step. That way we're ready for it and you guys are ready for it because you're gonna need 2 devices. You're gonna need the device to watch and then obviously, your phone or whatever it is that you wanna use to set it up. So, because you wanna make sure, because it can be tricky, honestly, but you want to make sure that you have your Facebook set up with your business page. And, again, make sure you have, the most important thing is your content, what it is, a bio about you. You want to make sure you have your logo, your photo that you want to use, because all that stuff is important to be handy, because you don't want to be searching for it, and because that's what takes the longest to find and to do it, right, is to build it that way. So if you already have one, then we'll just take a look at it and make sure it's it's linked together. So that way, when you do post to your Instagram, it'll actually go to your business page. So I'll just show you really quick before we wrap up here. But when you go to post something, So like, let's just say I'm going to post this. Let's just say I'm going to post this picture here. And I go to next, and then I'm going to write whatever it is I'm going to write. It tells you here what is connected to this Instagram that I can also post to. So because I have a Twitter, then I will select that I want it to go to my Twitter. And because I have a business page on Facebook, I'm going to select that as well. So that way, whatever I'm posting here, it goes to different outlets. And like I said, it's not that, oh my gosh, the material's redundant, because you see it everywhere, because you have different people on different social media platforms. So don't think that, oh, you know, it's too much, because it really isn't. It does reach different people. So, so you can do that. Or if I wanted to, you know, you can even share it on someone else's. You can tag other people as well, and it'll actually show not on their postings, but there is also a, when people share stuff, which is here, I have 3 people have shared stuff that they tagged me on. So when I click here, you can look at people who I've been tagged on all these posts. These aren't mine necessarily, but I was included in them for some reason. So you have 2 pages. So you want to make sure you look through that too, because I've heard of people being tagged on stuff there that is inappropriate content. So you want to delete that, because I have seen that, because anyone can tag you. So just make sure that you're always going through that. And also, just so you know, if there is a post that you want to get rid of, you can delete it, or you can simply archive it. So that way you can bring it out at a later date if you wanted to. But I do see people doing that because they run out of content. So they'll go all the way down to the previous year or 2 years ago, and they'll pull something out, and then they can, like, let's just say, for instance, if you're doing happy home anniversary and you do it every year for that client, you'll know that it's there, but you can archive the year before. So that way it's not the same stuff all the time.
Just real quick,
I did it.
Jessica, is there any way that you can share the logos that you had on your page a while ago? The Remax logo.
The Remax? Yes, I can
Yeah,
share the Remax.
you had like
information.
you have like 3 or 4 that I would love to have.
Okay, yeah. You can also find it in the Remax Center too. Do you have access to that?
Not yet, I think.
Okay, no
Okay.
problem. But see, this is what she was talking about. So if I were to do this post, click next, see they're all connected at the bottom. Can you guys see that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I was talking about. This one. So see how they just slide it across to answer the question. So if they were to go to the beach, or they were to go to this, that's where it would be. And then you can get the answers on here. So these are the many people that answered the question. See? And see, so Susan is an agent, but this person isn't an agent. And I can just thank you for blah, 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 you know? It doesn't have to be anything crazy, or like, oh, I saw that you answered, you know, our poll, like, or whatever it may be.
Yeah. So
Did anybody have any other questions?
yes, we schedule the same content. Yes, you don't want to do it. It gets too busy to do too much. So the whatever content you schedule is going to be for everything. So if you schedule, you know, Happy Monday, then Happy Monday is going to go Instagram, you know, to every platform that you post to. You're going to keep it consistent, because I mean, you can do different things, but to be honest with you, that is a lot of work. It's a lot of work just to do this. So that would even be even that much more. So you want to make sure that you don't, you know, overwhelm yourself more than anything. It's important just to be consistent. So, okay, like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing you. You know, those of you that need the help on Friday, what I'm going to probably have them do is find out how many people, so we can make sure that it's manageable, and we'll work on that and get something sent out. But The other thing, like I said, is if you would be interested, Friday it's at 2 p.m. If you're interested in being part of the Power Hour, like I said, it's going to be a commitment Monday through Friday, whether it be 8 to 9 or 4 to 5. Just or let's just say, on Monday you can do 8 to 9, but on Tuesday you have to do 4 to 5. That's fine. We just want to make sure that that we have the agents in there that want to be in there. So if you want to also be a host where you're going to commit to helping. For 1 week, we're only going to make you do it 1 week at a time. We hope we have enough agents to book for 3 months in advance. That would be awesome. But the whole thing is just so that way we keep each other accountable and we keep giving each other the ideas to be consistent and to gain the traction, the followers, and the activity that we would love to get more business. So if you guys want to reach out to us directly, please feel free to do that. Jessica will type her email address in the chat box. So you guys can always reach out and just let her know, I would love to be a host for the Power Hour. I want to, I need help with my Facebook and Instagram. So you want to join that class. So let us know so that way we can project and be sure that we are able to manage everybody that needs that help. Okay.